Welcome, we're about to explore how stacking different nootropic ingredients can help you achieve peak concentration without the jittery highs and exhausting crashes. If you've ever tried a focus supplement and felt either wired or underwhelmed, you know there's more to mental clarity than just caffeine. I'll be guiding you through the science behind combining cholinergic and dopaminergic support with balanced stimulants, memory enhancers, and adaptogens to create sustainable focus. You'll learn why it's not just one neurotransmitter or ingredient that drives attention and productivity, but a network of systems working together. By understanding these interactions, you'll be able to evaluate whether a focus blend is well designed or simply hype. At the end, you'll have practical strategies for stacking nootropics to suit your goals, as well as a healthy respect for the role of lifestyle in cognitive performance. So let's begin by acknowledging the chaos many of us experience when we reach for those so-called focus blends. Have you ever taken a supplement marketed for focus and either felt uncomfortably wired or worse, felt absolutely nothing? This inconsistency comes from the chaotic way many products combine ingredients without considering how they interact. Some blends rely solely on high doses of stimulants, delivering a temporary rush followed by jitters and a crash. Others underdose critical nutrients, leaving you unimpressed. Our goal in this discussion is to unravel the science of stacking nootropics so you can achieve clean, lasting concentration. We'll uncover why certain ingredients must be combined in thoughtful proportions to support neurotransmitter synthesis, manage stress, and modulate stimulation. By the end, you'll know how to avoid chaotic blends and build your own smart stacks. Let's map out our journey by reviewing the agenda. To make sense of nootropic stacking, we'll follow a structured path. First, we'll define what focus really is by unpacking the roles of acetylcholine, dopamine, and stress resilience. We'll examine why single ingredients, whether cholinergic, dopaminergic, or adaptogenic, often fall short when taken alone. Next, we'll dive into cholinergic support with choline donors like Alpha-GPC and acetylcholine. Then look at dopaminergic support with tyrosine. We'll explore how to modulate stimulants for calm focus using compounds like the acrine and L-theanine. We'll discuss memory enhancers such as huperzine A and adaptogens like ashwagandha and rhodiola for cognitive resilience. After that, we'll stress the importance of synergy over megadoses, analyze what makes a stack bad versus smart, and provide example stacks you can adapt. We'll finish by discussing who can benefit from nootropic stacks, who should avoid them, and busting common myths. Let's begin by defining what we mean by focus. When we talk about focus, we're referring to more than just alertness. Attention requires both signal clarity and motivational drive. Acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter made from choline, helps regulate cue detection and task engagement. Adequate acetylcholine levels allow your brain to lock on to relevant information and ignore distractions. Dopamine, another neurotransmitter, supports working memory, motivation, and flexible thinking. It gives you the drive to start and complete tasks. Stress resilience, often overlooked in discussions about focus, comes from hormones and adaptogens that buffer the effects of stress and prevent neurotransmitter depletion. Sustained focus emerges when these systems work together. Acetylcholine sharpens your attention, dopamine fuels your motivation, and adaptogens maintain balance under pressure. If one of these components is missing or out of balance, you might feel unfocused, unmotivated, or burnt out. Understanding this triad explains why single ingredients rarely produce lasting clarity. Now, let's consider why relying on just one pathway often fails. Single ingredient solutions rarely deliver peak concentration because they address only part of the problem. Cholinergic supplements, for example, increase acetylcholine to sharpen attention, but they don't boost mood or motivation, and they offer little protection against stress. Dopaminergic compounds like tyrosine elevate dopamine and improve drive and mood, yet may heighten stress or jitter, if not balanced with calming agents. Adaptogens can buffer stress and fatigue, but they don't directly enhance neurotransmission. If neurotransmitter stores are depleted, adaptogens alone won't sharpen focus. To achieve sustained concentration, multiple pathways must work together. You need cholinergic support for attention, dopaminergic support for drive, and adaptogens to maintain resilience. That's why smart stacks combine these elements instead of relying on a megadose of a single compound. Let's start by looking at cholinergic support in detail. Cholinergic support revolves around supplying the brain with choline, the building block of acetylcholine. Two of the most bioavailable choline donors are Alpha-GPC and CDP-Choline, also known as acetylcholine. These compounds increase acetylcholine synthesis and support attention and working memory. Research shows that low-dose alpha-GPC can improve mental arithmetic and even peak power output while producing less jitter than caffeine. Acetylcholine has been shown to improve episodic and composite memory scores in older adults and may support cognitive health more broadly. By increasing acetylcholine, these supplements enhance focus, learning, and memory consolidation. They are especially beneficial when combined with other nootropics because they provide the neurochemical foundation for attention. Next, we'll discuss dopaminergic support through tyrosine and how it complements cholinergic ingredients. Dopaminergic support focuses on replenishing the catecholamines dopamine, norepinephrine, and epinephrine your brain uses under stress. L-tyrosine is a precursor to these neurotransmitters. When you're under stress, whether from intense exercise or cognitive overload, your catecholamine levels can dip, leading to fatigue and poor executive function. Supplementing with tyrosine helps maintain neurotransmitter pools, preventing what some call ego depletion. Studies have shown that tyrosine improves multitasking, working memory updating, and inhibitory control, particularly when baseline dopamine is low. By supporting motivation and working memory, tyrosine complements cholinergic nutrients. However, boosting dopamine alone can lead to restlessness if not balanced by calming compounds. That's where stimulant modulation and calm focus come in, which we'll explore next. To achieve calm focus, it's not enough to simply add stimulants, you need to modulate their impact. Compounds like the acrin and dynamine act on adenosine and dopamine receptors, providing smoother energy and alertness with less habituation than caffeine. When combined with a moderate amount of caffeine, these stimulants deliver a clean lift without the sharp spikes and crashes. Pairing stimulants with L-theanine, an amino acid from tea, can further smooth things out by promoting relaxation without sedation. Studies have found that L-theanine plus caffeine enhances attention and reduces distractibility compared to caffeine alone. The goal is to use lower doses of stimulants, modulated by calming agents to avoid jitters and anxiety. Combined with cholinergic and dopaminergic support, stimulant modulation creates a balanced state of alertness. Now let's consider a memory and learning enhancer that's often stacked with these ingredients. Huperzine A. Huperzine A is an acetylcholinesterase inhibitor derived from club moss that works by slowing the breakdown of acetylcholine. By keeping more acetylcholine in synaptic clefts, it may enhance memory and learning. Systematic reviews show that Huperzine A improves cognitive function and daily living activities in people with Alzheimer's disease, and has a relatively mild side effect profile in clinical settings. However, there is little evidence for its benefits in healthy individuals or those with mild cognitive impairment, and no controlled trials in young adults. Because it inhibits acetylcholinesterase, taking it continuously can lead to tolerance or disrupt natural acetylcholine balance, so cycling is recommended. If you choose to include Huperzine A in your stack, consider using it periodically and in low doses. With memory support covered, let's see how adaptogens like ashwagandha and rhodiola contribute to cognitive resilience. Adaptogens are herbs that help your body adapt to stress and maintain physiological balance. Ashwagandha has been shown to improve visual memory, new learning, and sustained attention while reducing cortisol levels and improving sleep and well-being. Rhodiola rosea reduces fatigue and enhances energy metabolism, oxygen utilization, and endurance. It improves mitochondrial function and reduces oxidative stress. These adaptogens support memory, stress resilience, and endurance by modulating hormonal responses and protecting neural tissues. When included in a nootropic stack, they buffer the stress induced by stimulants and cognitive demands, ensuring that neurotransmitter stores are not depleted prematurely. By lowering stress and supporting recovery, adaptogens allow cholinergic and dopaminergic pathways to function optimally. Together, they contribute to long-lasting, steady focus. After understanding the components, it's time to emphasize the importance of synergy over megadosing. When building a focus stack, synergy matters more than megadosing. Balanced stacks target multiple systems: choline for attention, tyrosine for drive, modulated stimulants for alertness, and adaptogens for stress resilience. This combination delivers smooth, sustainable energy without relying on high doses of a single stimulant that may cause jitters or crashes. Instead of chasing a bigger hit of caffeine or tyrosine alone, you get better results by combining moderate amounts of several compounds that support each other. In other words, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. This principle of synergy distinguishes smart formulations from random ingredient lists. Speaking of which, let's explore what makes a bad stack versus a smart stack. A bad nootropic stack usually throws together high doses of stimulants with little regard for balance. It may lack cholinergic support, omit adaptogens, or rely heavily on unproven ingredients, leading to jitter, rapid tolerance, and eventual burnout. Some formulas include long lists of trendy compounds at doses too low to be effective, creating placebo blends that waste money. A smart stack, on the other hand, uses evidence-based ingredients at clinically studied doses. It includes choline donors, tyrosine or dopamine precursors, modest amounts of stimulants paired with calming agents like L-theanine, and adaptogens to maintain resilience. It also cycles or rotates certain ingredients to prevent tolerance. Understanding these differences helps you spot underdosed or overstimulating blends. Next, I'll outline some example stacks to illustrate how to apply these principles. Let's look at a few example focus stacks intended as educational references rather than prescriptions. A basic stack could be 300 mg of alpha-GPC, 100 mg of L-tyrosine, and a 2:1 ratio of 100 mg of L-theanine to 50 mg of caffeine. This combination supports acetylcholine, replenishes catecholamines, and delivers a smooth lift with reduced jitter. A more advanced stack might add 200 mg of acetylcholine, 300 mg of rhodiola, 300 mg of ashwagandha, and 50 mg of the acrine, alongside the core components to enhance stress resilience and mood. Finally, for extended mental endurance, you could include 500 mg of acetyl L-carnitine and a low dose of huperzine A, cycled for a few weeks. Always consult a healthcare professional before starting any supplement regimen, as individual needs and health conditions vary. Now let's consider who benefits from these stacks and who might be better off avoiding them. Nootropic stacks can help a variety of people, but they're not for everyone. Athletes and performers who require long periods of concentration during training or competition may benefit from balanced stacks that sustain focus without overstimulation. Students, professionals, and creatives working on complex projects can gain cognitive flexibility, productivity, and mental endurance. Gamers and esports athletes may appreciate smooth alertness and reaction time improvements without the anxiety that comes from high caffeine alone. On the other hand, individuals sensitive to stimulants or with cardiovascular issues should proceed cautiously or avoid them. Pregnant or breastfeeding women, minors, and those taking medication should consult a healthcare professional before using nootropics. Importantly, no supplement will provide instant superpowers. Lifestyle factors like sleep, nutrition, and stress management are still foundational. With these caveats in mind, let's summarize the key takeaways and bust common myths. Here are the key lessons from our discussion. First, focus is multifaceted. It arises from acetylcholine, dopamine, and stress resilience working together. Second, synergy beats megadosing. Balanced combinations of cholinergic, dopaminergic, carefully modulated stimulants, and adaptogens outperform single-ingredient megadoses that can lead to jitter and crashes. Third, evidence matters. Use peer-reviewed research to guide your ingredient selection because not all nootropics have equal support. Fourth, supplements should complement, not replace, the fundamentals. Adequate sleep, a nutrient-dense diet, regular exercise, and mindful stress management remain the foundation for peak cognition. Common myths like more stimulants equals better focus or one pill will fix your productivity are just that, myths. By prioritizing synergy, research, and lifestyle, you can design a focus regimen that truly supports your goals. Thank you for joining me on this journey into stacking nootropics.